Hey everybody, it's me, Victor. As requested, I'm gonna do a foundation routine. This is the look that I would wear to work because I work in cosmetics.
I can't tell you where.
But it's just an everyday routine. It's semi-medium, I would say semi-medium to full coverage. I feel like it feels pretty natural in indoor lighting. So if you're outside, it might not be the best thing to wear if you're going for a natural look. It's very easy. The products that I use work with my skin. My skin is a little bit on the oily side, and it also is a little bit thicker. So things don't sit on it normally like it would in other types of skin. If you feel like your skin is the same way, then you'll probably get a lot of information out of this video. But if it's not, then you can try it and see how your skin feels like. Let's go ahead and show you how to create my look.
Alright, so let's get started. This is the first step, and you want to prime your face. You can use any primer you want. The best application I found for primers is to warm it up and press it into the skin. Second step is to use foundation, and here I'm using a mix of two of my favorite foundations because it gives me the perfect finish. You know, I don't like it too matte and I don't like it too dewy. I just kind of like it very natural, so you might want to take a couple of samples of different foundations until you find the perfect finish for you. Obviously your skin type will play a huge role in this, you know, how it's going to look in the end. After I apply the foundation on specific spots where I need coverage, I kind of just press it in just like I did the primer to get a little bit more of a natural finish. The third step is concealer, and here I'm using two concealers. I use the Secret Camouflage by Mercier, which is oil-free, and the Nars, which is not oil-free. And the reason why I use these two together is because it gives me the right amount of coverage. And by that I mean the right texture, so that way it sits right on my skin. You want to play with as many concealers as you can and see how they sit in your skin. Optimally, you want a concealer that sits on top of your skin, so that way it looks the most opaque. And here I'm just covering all the areas that I need concealing, and don't worry if you have a lot of places to cover, because you'll be blending it in with your fingers soon. Looks kind of thick, but don't worry guys, it's gonna be a pretty natural look. And you also want to make sure that it matches your face. Now using my fingers, I'm just pressing it into my skin, and I'm using my ring finger because it's the weakest finger, so it's not going to take all the coverage away, and you can kind of play with how much coverage you want to leave in the skin. If you're kind of like me and you have a lot of spots to cover, you might want to use a concealer that's either a little bit warmer or a little bit more on the salmon-y side, depending on your skin undertone. So that way it covers it nicely and it won't look fake. Now the fourth step is setting it with powder, and I have here a setting powder and a regular mineral powder. And what I like to do for every day is to grab a little bit of both. So you use a fan brush and just dip half of it in the mineral powder and half of it in the translucent powder, and I mix it together, and I just kind of press it on top of the concealer. And you want to make sure you press it on your skin first, or else all that coverage you built up will go away. And after you've pressed it onto those areas, you can lightly buff it and finish off your skin so that it has a nice, smooth finish. And the last step is just to add a little bit of color. Obviously, we don't want to be one, dimensional, flat colored, sad person. So I'm using a little bit of bronzer. That's what I like to use to add color. If you're really, really fair and you're really scared of bronzers because it makes you look orange, you can use like a reddish, pinkish blush just on the cheeks. But make sure it looks very natural, or else people will know. People will know Then I just rub my hands together and press them on my neck so it's seamless. And this is the finished look.
Alright, suckers, that's how it's done. Yeah, so you can see it's pretty light coverage. You can still see a lot of skin through it. But I feel like it looks more natural when you can still see a little bit of the skin. Also, if you have one spot of it that's a little darker than the others and you specifically make that spot darker, in relationship to that spot, your whole face will look a little bit more even. So it is good to leave some spots, you know, kind of vulnerable. For example, I left this one over here more open. But yeah, hopefully you learned a lot, and that's how I do my foundation. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave it in the comments section. And if you want to, please subscribe. I'll be putting more videos up as soon as I can. And if you have any special requests or any looks that you've been wanting to do, just let me know and I'll do them for you. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.